So let's start with the top peer leader. Talk to us.
Peer leader, and it's kind of hard, because we were talking about Rob, about this, where these are so intertwined and they're so close to each other, it's hard to almost get a definition of each one without stepping on another definition of another one. But for peer leader, the one that kind of puts it outside of anything is the fact that they are doing something, amazing that inspires other people. So they're out there doing that something, and that something kind of is out there for everybody to look at and be like, okay, I can do that too. And so that's the thing. They're not directly correlating with someone on it, but they're doing something amazing that indirectly correlates to other people trying to be amazing as well. And I guess like an example of this would be like someone that's an A student. They're out there, they're doing that amazing thing. They don't directly correlate to any one of us, but the fact that they're being an A student shows that, hey, other people can actually do that as well.
Yeah, Mohammed, do you have anything to add?
Actually, the peer leader, I think, has the ability to put everyone in his position, as a leader. So he can do anything amazing about the fit everyone along him.
So walking the walk, being the example, okay? And that A student may have to work dang hard because maybe they struggle with reading or taking notes or whatever the case may be, but they're getting that A. You know, we've often said that as mentors, we're not looking for necessarily the straight A student. We're looking for someone who's very self-aware, who works hard and is able to apply the principles into their lives. For some A students, they don't have to work hard at all. And those are the ones you love to hate sometimes. But you know, kudos to them for getting A's, but sometimes they're not very self-aware, not always, because they don't have to work for it. And yet I know plenty of students who just work their tails off to get a B even, and yet they're so very self-aware, and they're such a great leader. Not because they don't have the A. Who cares? They're a great leader because they're living it. Good. Let's come up here. Student advocate.
I guess the definition for that, for me, it's in the first sentence, is a person who defends or maintains a cause for someone else. Like with my, Susan, her name is Susan, with Susan, it's giving her a reason to stay. But he had a really great example, and I'm going to let him share it with you.
Okay, good.
It was amazing.
As a student advocate, it says you shouldn't, in the book it says you shouldn't take all of the load, or you shouldn't just, you shouldn't be an equal problem solver with them and the problems. And I was thinking like, well, why not? Because that sounds really good initially, like you want to be able to help them. It also says you can't wave your magic wand and just make it disappear. It actually said that. But so I was thinking of like, well, what would be good? But it reminded me of when you're working out, you have a spotter. Like the spotter, they will take away just enough weight so you can push, so you can strain against it, and so you can actually develop that strength in those muscles. Instead of them on one side and you on the other, and you push it together, it'll get accomplished, but the person won't grow. And so, and I guess in a sense, the whole design of being a mentor is kind of futile, because the purpose is, in my opinion, is to help them to grow instead of getting the objective done.
That is a great example.
And it's also being linked to other resources as well. You're a resource, and you have links to other resources as well.
Advocating. Good. I mean, earlier in the beginning of class, Parker was advocating for the library and the things that, and the Italian sodas as well. He was advocating for that, just to keep it real. And Utah truffles or whatever it was you were talking about.
So good.
But I digress. But again, he had lived it, and he was being a strong advocate because he had experienced it. I mean, if you think back in your life, just in your mind really quickly, think about someone who has advocated for you, maybe at a time in your life when you needed it most. And you were maybe down or not feeling good about yourself. And the power of that advocacy and what it did for you. Advocacy is so huge, and you can be that as a mentor. Essentially stepping in and saying, no, this person, advocating for someone else. I mean, saying, no, this person deserves this opportunity, or should get this opportunity, or whatever the case may be. I know him or her because of this and this and this. Give them a chance. Put yourself out on a limb. I think we've probably at one point or another have had someone do that for us. And you'll probably never forget them for that. It's a strong role, powerful role. Let's move to the next one. Learning coach.
I don't know. I think it's the one the most that fills all